And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner. He wears the black tux with the gold trim. He scales 76 kilos and on. His professional record, also a perfect one. 12 fights, 12 victories, 10 of them coming by way of knockout. Putting out for Manya, Diamante Italia,
So, 10 rounds then for the vacant Italian super middleweight title. The hard-punching Ivan Zucco, who has stopped 10 of his 12 opponents so far. And Alex, I know someone that you've called a number of his fights, and you've kind of seen the career progression of the young man.
Yeah, he's impressed me every time. We were saying this earlier, Chris, how every bout that he comes into, you know, he seems to have taken something from the previous bout, and it's really impressive. He sharpens up all the time. He reminds me a little bit of a former teammate of mine and a very good professional boxer, Colin McNeil. He's got similar characteristics. He uses his jab in the same way, and he seems to adapt quite well to whoever's in front of him. And he improves every time, not massively, but you can see small improvements. And sometimes I think that's better than someone who you see jumping quite dramatically from being average looking to, you know, absolutely blowing the roof off the place. So, yeah, it's very, very positive the way that he's been guided and the way that he's came along. Yeah, great.
Yeah, well, Nicola Henchiri just sprung to mind when you said that. Averaged to absolutely phenomenal in one night, but Francesco Patera got through it nonetheless.
Yeah.
So these guys both weighing in 100 and just under the 168 limit. Luca Capuano in the white shorts with a gold trim, just backed up Zucco into the corner.
Yeah, he's never been, for the 3 bouts or so that I've called him, he's never overly aggressive from the first bell.
No, he picks his shots well.
Yeah, he does, yeah. But eventually, as the bout goes on, he starts to ease his way into the centre of the ring, and he normally finds that he's got his opponents on the back foot. And that's impressive as well. You know, he likes to have a little look. He doesn't set his stall, so to speak, you know, right at the start.
Just eating a counter over the top of his jab there. Did Zucco. Just inching back into that corner, just looking to maybe set a trap, just bait Capuano in. Yeah, just beckoning him on, isn't he? Yeah, fight with Pavel Zgurian in October. And Zgurian, well, to his credit, let his hands go and made a fight of it, but he was just kind of beaten down, and you could just see by the end of the third he'd had enough, and whether he pulled himself out of the corner, pulled him out, it was all she wrote. And as you say, there's a little bit of flash from Zucco, just sprung into action. As you say, just takes a couple of rounds to have a look at his opponent.
Yeah, he normally does, yeah. He often he seems to catch a lot of the shots on his gloves as well. It might look like he's getting tagged quite a bit, but he's pretty good at getting his gloves up just in time to catch the oncoming punches.
Of course, #1 Italian super middleweight, Daniel Scardino, who had a really good win over Cesar Nunes for the EBU European title at the end of February. He did beat Zucco fairly handily when they were amateurs, and he's always been just that little bit further ahead in his career. He's 10 with the IBF now, 14 with the WBO, which of course will be on the line when Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders do battle in 22 days time now, live on DAZN. Zucco is a massive Canelo fan as well. One to really, really look forward to. Will the Mexican's reign of dominance continue? Can Saunders raise his game as we've seen him do on the big occasions? He's going to need to, isn't he?
Yeah,
in a big way.
Yeah, more so than ever before, and more so than he ever will need to in his whole career. Yeah. So, you know, he is up against, in my opinion, the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet at the minute. And someone who, at this point in time, you know, and every great fighter has been at a certain point in their career where they're maybe unbeatable, and you feel that Canelo is maybe just there right now.
That classic Cinco de Mayo weekend, the Mexican fight fans will be out in force for that one. Of course, it's the 8th of May, so it's Ocho de Mayo technically. Southpaw against Orthodox, but of course 2 Southpaws here in Zucco and Capuano. Capuano's doing a good job of just pushing Zucco back into the same corner that he got caught in for a few moments in the first round as well. Just boxing his way out behind that jab, taking his time, patient start for the puncher in the black shorts.
2 Southpaws as well. You're going to get counters on counters as well. I don't know what's quite happened there. Oh, mouth guard. Be interesting to see when Zucco starts to take the centre of the ring. Oh, takes a good left cross there. Capuano, that was a good shot. But he is edging forward now, Zucco, a little bit more. I think he feels more comfortable on the front foot. You see how what I was saying, Chris, how he catches the shots on the gloves. He often looks like he is taking shots, but he's actually quite effective at catching them on the gloves. So
I think there comes a point in terms of weight divisions where catching shots is no longer really that viable. I think anything above kind of light heavyweight, especially against the punchers,
yeah,
you really have to be kind of taking the sting out of shots. You can't just be relying on putting your hands in place and hoping for the best. So this is probably about the last point in boxing where you can really block shots effectively.
Yeah, good point. Good point, yeah.
Now starting to work away, Zucco. Good work to the body. Little grimace there from Capuano.
Unless you're Muhammad Ali.
Unless you're Muhammad Ali. And you've got some very slack ropes as well.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not really fair to compare Muhammad Ali with anyone else.
No, it's not, no.
I had to get you on that one, mate.
No, it's all right. It's always an exception to the rule.
Capuano having his success here as well. He really is. He's but yeah, this is the kind of following the pattern that I sort of expected here, and you know, Zucco is in that forward momentum already. I didn't expect it to be as early as this, but good body shots there from him as well. Good work rate as well there from Zucco. Good finish to that round. Maybe sent a little message across there, Chris, that he was telling his opponent that he's the boss and he'll do what he wants when he wants. He's marked up a little bit as well.
Well, we have to be honest, you know, 10 stoppages in 12 wins, but against a level of opposition, it has to be said that he's going to face far tougher opponents. Capuano is unbeaten in 11. There does often come a point where a fighter's power doesn't quite translate as well. He's maybe finding that out this evening, although we've got a little bit of time to go here. But as you say, good start from Capuano. He looks pretty comfortable at this stage. His distance control's been pretty good. He's taking the sting out of shots as he did there, just stepping away from the punches. That shot there, just glancing off the shot, turning the head as well. Zucco just with the mouth open there. He's had to work hard in these first 3 rounds. Been a competitive opening section of the fight. Capuano again's got that kind of wide-based feet too. Makes it easy to kind of pull out a range of shots and still be on balance. But this is better from Zucco, just pinning him into the corner. This is where he's going to have more success up close when there isn't room for Capuano to back away. Well, Capuano answered well there, and Zucco's glove just touched down.
Was that a shot though?
Well, it's hard to see. He certainly threw a couple of shots as it happened, but just We'll see in the replay after whether the feet got tangled or whether he just lost his balance, but Capuano maybe just sensing that he did get through with something, backs him up into the corner. Really, really good scrap developing this through round number 3 with a couple of minutes to go in the 3rd round. Capuano just smothering his work there, getting back to long range where he's been effective so far in this fight. Zucco, the more effective when they get up close. It's going to be about which fighter can impose their game plan the better. Nice long left hand there from Capuano, just glanced the cheek of Zucco, trying to pressure him back onto those ropes, and this is where you'll see him let his hands go, but he walked on to short left as he stepped into range, and another one, and they exchange blows here.
Yeah, he's leaving himself in dangerous positions. I've never really quite seen him do this before. He's normally more calculated in his approach when he's going forward. Maybe he doesn't believe Capuano can hurt him, and he's just you know, marauding in there, trying to break him down. You know, he had success towards the end of the 2nd, and that could be the reason that he's employed. Oh, big shot there, and another one, yeah.
Lovely left hook, right hook there from Capuano. He's just had a little breakthrough from Zucco, beg your pardon. Capuano's just in a little bit of trouble here, just got caught with his chin high.
Yeah.
And he's had to hang on for the first time in the contest, and is that a mini breakthrough for Zucco here?
Yep. Maybe, you know, that's kind of what I was getting at. You know, is he just marauding forward because he knows that Capuano doesn't have the power really to hurt him? Yeah, he's nodding his head there, yeah.
Fighters, you know, can develop a kind of puncher's ignorance, especially when they've got a record to back it up, regardless of the level of opposition. And as you say, they do just have that almost invincible will to walk forward and just think, well, no matter what, I know I can take this guy out. But well, we've seen a number of fighters come unstuck with that kind of attitude over the years.
Of course,
have to get back to boxing. But well, it's been an entertaining scrap through these first 3 rounds.
Yeah. It's quite intelligent what he's doing now, Zucco, as well. He's going in behind a high guard with a low chin, and it's a real stiff jab that he's forcing through as well, and he's marking up pretty bad, Capuano, as well.
He's just under the right eye there.
I think he's got a bit of mouse at the side of his eye there, Chris. Yeah, it looks quite nasty.
Well, there's a couple of really solid left hands, and you're absolutely right there. And there's a little mouse just developing on the side of the left eye as well.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some of the action.
Sorry,
That was the shot.
Yeah, that was the one, yeah. It was the left eye I meant. I think it's because they're both southpaws. I'm getting them back to front. Yeah, he did. I think he's made a breakthrough there in this round, Zucco. I think his tactics were to push forward behind the high guard and maybe try and break Capuano down a bit, and it looks like he's had a little bit of success there.
Yeah, just needed a breakthrough, didn't he, at some point? I think he got it in that 3rd round.
Wonder if the corner will tell him to keep this up, you know, and try and force the stoppage.
Yeah, Capuano, who looked quite comfortable in the first couple of rounds, just suddenly a little bit of discomfort etched across the face of the fighter in the white shorts. This one's starting to heat up through 4. Zucco, if you've just joined us, in the black shorts trimmed with gold. Capuano in the white trimmed with gold. Vacant Italian super middleweight title is on the line here in Milan.
Oh, lovely
jab, and he really does step into that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does, yeah.
Kind of Marvin Hagler-esque.
Yes.
Now just using it as a rangefinder, just trying to come through with that left hand, but Capuano through at the same time. Catches him again, just around the turn.
He's safer going in behind the hard, stiff jab. He really is, yeah.
And he caught Zucco a little bit off balance there. And he exited out the corner well too. Maybe that last round has just sharpened Capuano up, just reminded him of the danger and the reputation that Zucco has as a puncher. He felt the power in that last round, certainly, and he's got back to boxing. He wants to try and keep this at centre ring as much as he can. And again, Zucco leads off and Capuano counters. Yeah, I think the centre ring, he seems to see more of the work from Zucco coming than when he's actually on the ropes, and Zucco can kind of shorten up those shots, and he can't take a step out, take the sting off them. And at centre ring, at kind of mid to long range, Capuano's having the better, generally speaking, of the exchanges. Kind of first and third, or he's waiting for the counter, just pulling the trigger. It's not so much a height issue, it's just the range. He's got longer arms, he's got more of a counter puncher's stance, with that rear leg just far behind him, set to kind of pull out of range as he does there, and then just pull the trigger on the counter. That's better from Zucco. Yeah,
good old stiff jab. It's never let him down when he's through it in that fashion.
No.
Steps in behind the right foot. Doesn't seem to get countered when he uses it as well. But when he, as you said, Chris, when he punches from distance, when he's on his way in behind a double jab or whatever, he seems to get countered with the left hand over the top. Something tactically he'll have to change. Bit short there with the left foot, with the right hook rather.
Yeah, he was.
On the counter, yeah.
Well, Capuano just limited the amount of time he spent on the ropes and in the corners in that round, kept things at centre ring, and well, you can just see the kind of success that he has compared to when Zucco is able to just back him up in those corners and let his hands go. Certainly the welts across the eyes haven't got any worse.
No, they don't look to have. Brilliant jab. Fantastic. Fantastic jab. I mean, he could literally win the bout with this jab. You know, just stick behind that jab, hands high.
It's a jab that says that he may actually be a right-handed southpaw.
Yeah, it's one of those jabs, isn't it? Yeah.
Kind of, I mean, pardon the pun, it looks like a right hand.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And of course it is.
Yeah. The boxing listeners will understand that.
They will.
Easily.
I hope they do.
Clearly.
Well, if not, I'm out of a job. So into round 5 then, halfway point of this Italian super middleweight title.
Yeah. He's often been off with the hooks and stuff. He's not been hitting the target as much, Zucco, as what I have seen in the past. But I think we know who's the physically stronger boxer here out of these two guys.
Really good exchanges at centre ring. Both starting to mark up now. Zucco just trying to put the pressure on.
Finds a body shot there as well.
Better from Zucco, but just lets him out of the space. Didn't cut the ring off there. Keeping the hands tight, just trying to counter with that kind of check right hook. Well, the belt itself has had a stop-start history. It was dormant for 2.5 years since Dragon Lepay stopped Arix Morongi. It was vacant then, as it was when Giovanni De Carolis beat Roberto Coco to be crowned champion. The last person to win it, I think beating a belt holder, I think I've got here, was Massimiliano Bucheri over 7 years ago. So it's had a stop-start history, to say the least.
Out of range here again. Zucco, he's been out of range with his hooks mainly. His corner probably should have just told him, just stick behind that jab while moving forward. Capuano won't have as much opportunity to respond as well. Shuts the distance down quite well after he's landed that jab as well. It's just his plan too when he gets there doesn't seem to be.
Well, the problem is when he stays mid to long, he's just getting countered, isn't he, in the kind of second phase. So, as you say, it's just either land that jab and step in, but then that kind of then closes the exchange down.
He seems to almost be a beat out as well, to the point where he's actually trying to make up his mind whether he's going to throw punches inside, fight inside, or come back out of range. When he is coming back out of range, he's often getting caught with a couple of shots. So definitely, you know, fixable. You know, but I'm sure his corner are still pretty happy with what's happening here. Although it's not the cleanest job that we've seen him have.
Well, all of Capuano's fights have taken place over 6 rounds. So we're at a point here where he's further into a contest than he's now been before. And that, of course, is always something that is difficult for a fighter the first time it happens, because you're into unknown territory. So we're into the 6th round then. Furthest that either of these two have been, should it see the end. Put his hands together well there, Capuano.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Zucco kept the hands tight and managed to kind of ride the bulk of them on the gloves, but something got through. Nice work to the body there from Zucco. This is where he wants to try and pin Capuano in the corner, get to work, but Capuano just forces his way out the corner. You could see he knew that was where he didn't need to be, and even there he just senses he's getting backed into one of those neutral corners and just wants to push his way out, box his way out, whatever he can do. But Zucco letting his hands go now, having a bit of success. A little bit messy in this 6th round, both just looking a little fatigued, I dare say.
Scrappy.
These two fighters that haven't really done more than 6 rounds, and they've probably fought at a higher pace than at any other point in either of their 23 contests combined. And I think just starting to see the effects of it.
Yeah, you are. Both guys fatiguing a little bit now. This is when sometimes it can get interesting as well, Chris, you know, when it comes down to fitness and who wants it most.
Absolutely. Sort of check hook on the exit there from Capuano, wasn't able to get back to centre ring, just holds and pushes him back.
I don't know why, but I do get the feeling that Zucco is maybe just going to break Capuano's heart.
Yeah, just a little momentum shift, as messy as this round has been, isn't it?
And he is the one marching forward.
And the snap just gone out of Capuano's shots there. And you see him having to lean more, push more. Starting to get difficult, that space starting to feel small there. Left hand landed, and that's Buzz Capuano, and Zucco knows it. Just senses a breakthrough.
Yeah.
And Capuano's got 15 seconds to survive in this middle round.
Zucco has to be clever about his punch picking though.
Well, that left hand just chopped right through his chin, and the knees went. Well, Zucco's just letting him have the rest of the round off. Surprised about that. Really, really good, strong finish. And, well, look at the body language of Capuano. He's hurt there.
He doesn't want any more, Chris, I don't think.
Shaking his head at the corner. That's not good body language at all.
Yeah, there was a little sign about 45 seconds ago that possibly he was just starting to wilt a little bit. And you've seen Zucco's relative inexperience there as well. His punch picking wasn't great after hurting Capuano quite badly.
You know, he did well to stay on his feet.
Yeah, he really did,
He just chopped it right through the hand, went all the way through. He took the shot really, really well.
Something that I really do believe you have to go over with your coaching team in the gym, as if you have an opponent hurt. it's over, Chris.
Yeah,
If you have an
called it.
opponent hurt, how to finish them properly. I know it sounds pretty brutal, but you know, it's part of the sport. Well, there you go.